Let's go to the Rude Guest Hotline. Rude, the most reliable heating and air conditioning products in the DMV. Welcome on to the show from spring training, Brad Lord, who just turned 26 years old, getting ready for his first full season of Major League Baseball in the rotation for the Nationals. Had a big breakout in 2025, one of the bright spots last season for the Nats. Brad, it's Grant and Danny. Thanks for the time, man. How's West Palm Beach?
Thank you guys for having me on. West Palm Beach has been great. It's been a lot of fun, awesome weather, and guys are just excited.
Well, it's raining today up here in D.C., and it's going to snow this weekend. So do you want to just come back up here and do a couple workouts, or are you good down there?
I might stay down here in the sunshine. It's
fine.
It's about low to mid 80s here today, so it feels nice.
March 4th can't come soon enough. That
Seriously.
is when we are headed down there for a few days, and we'll see you in the clubhouse March 4th through the 8th. Brad, I want to start with what is really, really different feel organizationally now in the front office with Paul Taboni and a team that has gone from very scout-driven to very data and analytics-driven in a short time. How obvious and different is the paradigm for you? Is it night and day like it would feel on the outside, or does it not feel that way working out at spring training?
Yeah, it feels night and day. Just the energy level and the confidence through the coaching staff and around the locker room really is just through the roof. We're all excited to get out there and compete, and the front office and coaching staff has confidence in us, and that gives us a lot of confidence to go out there and just perform the way that we know we can.
Brad, I'm going to gas you up a little bit here, not just because you're on the show, but because I think it's underrated what you did last year. Out of the bullpen sometimes, then starting, then bullpen, then starting, then bullpen, then starting, then serving popcorn, and then back in the starting rotation again. I don't think people understand how difficult what you pulled off last year was to get yourself established in the big leagues, and now people are bullish and excited about you and your future here in Washington. How challenging was that? Brag a little bit last year, being in the role that you were in, and then kind of thriving each time you got the chance.
Yeah, I mean it definitely comes with its challenges, switching back and forth between roles. But I think I'd always just kind of looked at it as my job is to go out there and throw strikes and just compete in the zone, and it's like this is what I can control, and everything else is just not worry about it and just keep going out there and competing and filling up the strike zone and just trying to give the team the best chance to win. So just try to simplify it and look at it that way. And yes, there still was some just the physical aspects to overcome of switching from bullpen to starting. So it definitely was tough, but we took it in stride and just kept going at it.
Brad Lord was a huge success story for the previous regime. He was drafted in the 18th round out of South Florida, developed into a contributor at the major league level, and one of the true exciting young arms in the organization. And now with this new group, there's a chance that he really takes off and becomes a household name for years to come for the Nationals. He's joining us on Grant and Danny. Going back into the data and the fresh approach that I'm so excited about, is there any examples you can give us of technology that's been introduced that you guys might have not had before? I'm thinking for hitters, I know the Traject machines now exist in West Palm, will be at Nats Park and maybe in Rochester. Is there anything for pitchers in that way that you're using more differently? You guys have always had Repsodo and Edutronic and all that, but and even in practice or just coaching, are there things that weren't happening before that are now?
Yeah, we're using the pulse monitors for your arm, so kind of monitor how much you're throwing each day and all of your recovery days and high days, low days, kind of just keep track of those and monitor them. And that's been a huge success with everybody. We all we love the program that's being built out there, and really just the pitch design aspect and how to game plan that into our arsenal. And that's been really huge for me personally too. Developing my off-speed pitches more and just kind of really sharpen them up and fine-tuning everything. And so it's that and just overall across the board.
Brad Lord, fastball, slider, sinker, changeup, 4-pitch mix. So going to the design, because people hear that and they're like, pitch design. I mean, everything now, it's almost like a lab. It's a science. It's about shape. Yep. It's about spin. It's about inches of movement, right? I mean,
Yep.
You guys were doing some of that before. You had an iPad out there on the mounds throwing in West Palm a year ago. How's it different now in terms of the pitch building?
Yeah, really, and it's a lot about looking at how a guy releases a baseball and seeing how the baseball comes off of his fingers, and
Is that via like
really
an
figuring
Edgertronic
out.
camera, or how are you doing that?
Yeah, we're using like an Edgertronic camera with that, but really having the understanding of, all right, gripping it on this seam is really going to maximize the amount of spin we can get and the amount of movement we can get. So that's really been eye-opening for me, is just messing around with different seam orientations is what they call it, to get the right movement and the right spin that we want on a pitch. And it makes your pitch a whole lot better when it spins correctly.
Brad Lord with us here on Grant and Danny. So I watching you come up and pitch, and I'm watching hitters against you, Brad, and hitters don't look comfortable. And I think that's kind of always the story to me. It's like I've seen guys that throw like 102 that are just giving up hat spinning tracers off the wall every other pitch. I've seen guys with ungodly breaking stuff that explodes everywhere, get tattooed or walk the yard. Hitters don't seem to have a real fun at bat against you. Why do you think that is?
I would think it would just go back to the deception in my mechanics and arm action. It's from what hitters have told me, and it's tough to pick up the ball out of hand, and it just gets on you really quick. So that's kind of what I've heard from a few guys. So I'll take it and run with it.
So is there something now, as you're, as you were talking to Grant about kind of tweaking and adding and grips and improving your stuff, are you still able to maintain that part of your delivery even while kind of adding to the repertoire? Does that make sense? Like, can you keep what makes you while maybe, improving some of those grips and spins?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. The mechanics and everything stays the same, and it's all just it's really at release and changing the grips to get the right spin axis and efficiency, and it makes it easier to throw, so you really don't have to change anything.
Brad Lord going to be gunning for a rotation spot in spring training. Safe bet to be in the Nats' first five as part of the rotation to start the year. Wasn't a lot of movement. Wasn't a lot of money spent by the team or veterans brought in, obviously. But in the rotation toward the end of the offseason, Miles Michaelis, I knew, was thrown on the backfield today. The 37-year-old veteran was brought over, former St. Louis Cardinal. And Foster Griffin has come back to the States. He was pitching in the NPB. He's 30, to kind of provide some presence, eat some innings with yourself and Josiah Gray back from injury and Cade Cavalli, and then Irvin and Parker. What's the competition like in the rotation, and how will guys like Michaelis and Griffin, do you think, fit in here in terms of helping from that veteran side of things?
Yeah, it's definitely those Griffin and Michaelis. They offer a lot of veteran just knowledge and presence, and they've been around the game a while, and so it's really fun to pick their brains and learn from them just the little things throughout the game. And the competition's been a lot of fun. We all look forward every day to just going out there and honestly competing. You do compete against each other, but we look at it as a good thing. We're driving each other. We're forcing each other to get better and work harder. And so it's a nice, friendly competition, and it's a lot of fun.
Brad, what do you like in game in terms of coaching? Are you someone that wants to hear that you weren't maximizing your supination at like a 14-degree prognosis angle? Like, I want you to exercise and breathe through your eyelids and sink your pelvic floor 12% more? Or are you like, don't talk to me, I'm trying to compete in the major leagues? Which kind of style are you in terms of how you want to be talked to while you're on the bump?
I kind of like a little bit of both. I like to hear some feedback and just kind of any little thing that I'm doing during the game that I could do better. But then also not necessarily trying to think too much. Thinking too much on the mound is usually never a good recipe for success. Kind of get in your head a little bit. So just kind of try to find that happy medium.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Last year for the Nationals, you were the guy that at this point, if I would have said, hey, who's someone nobody's really talking about that's going to have a really good year and 365 days from now is going to be a much bigger deal in this organization than they are now? Like, you would have been an answer. Give me a name like that, if you would, from camp this year, based on either your time in the minor leagues or just what you're seeing. Someone that you go, I think this guy's a little bit slept on.
I would definitely say Riley Cornelio. He was the pitcher of the year last year for the organization, and one of my good friends. And just watching him throw, just catch play and throw into batters too. His stuff is nasty and electric, and I think he's going to have a really good career.
That's a great answer. In terms of working with catchers, are you, I was thinking of Chris Sale, who's like source of pride, has never shaken anybody off in his whole life and won't challenge a pitch or anything like that. On the spectrum of like...
By the way, in case you missed that, Brad, he literally said he will not challenge a pitch all year no matter what because it's the umpire's job to call balls and strikes.
Like on a scale of shaking everything off and delaying the game to Chris Sale, where do you think you are? Is it because you said you don't like to think? Is it, hey, whatever finger you put down, let's go? Or do you like to have more input in it? Where are you at on that in terms of throwing what you're comfortable with?
Yeah, me and the catcher, we spend a couple days in advance before every start, game planning, going over hitters, just building out a game plan for first time, second time, third time through the order. So we have a really good idea of what we're doing, and we're on the same page. So there's usually not much shaking off going on during the game. And as far as challenging, I'm excited. I challenged, I think, one call in AAA in 2024, and so that's the only experience I have challenging calls personally. So I may not do too much challenging.
Did you get the call right?
I did. It was me and the catcher. We both challenged at the same time, and we got the call right.
Do you like the idea of being able to challenge balls and strikes?
Yeah, I like it. I think it adds another aspect to the game, and I think it'll be pretty fun to watch.
Brad Lord of the Nationals joining us on Grant and Danny. We're headed down there in early March to hang out with the guys and looking forward to our trip to West Palm Beach. How big of a deal have the Olympics been, whether that's the American hockey team that's getting ready to play with an opportunity to set up a gold medal game with Canada on Sunday if they can win today, or anything else? Like, what are the things you guys have spent a lot of time talking about other than baseball to pass all that time?
Yeah, the Olympics are huge for us. We have them on every day in the locker room. Me and my roommates, we come home and we watch whatever Olympic sport is on the TV, and it's a lot of fun. It's they're the best in the world at their sport, and it's fun to watch them compete too. And so we love it. And plus, it's just a nice little escape from baseball and still get to watch something competitive.
Who are your roommates down there?
Jake Irvin, Cade Cavalli, Clayton Beater, and PJ Poulin.
I mean, it's hilarious because it's just like such grown-ups that are all. Are you guys just in like a big house, Airbnb, and rooms or whatever? Like it's 4-H camp? Yep.
Just a big house and renting it all together, and it's been a lot of fun hanging out with the guys.
Dude,
that's so cool.
That'd be a blast. Dudes being dudes. You playing video games or anything?
Yeah, we may play a few video games, some hockey on the TV in the living room, but not too much. A lot of cornhole and pool table.
Irvin's actually a huge hockey guy. He'll text me about
Minnesota
Caps games
guy, right?
randomly. Yeah, he's from Minnesota. Yep. He's a Wild fan, Caps fan. He comes to a lot of Caps games, but I would imagine he's been all in on the Olympics.
Oh yes, he gets us in on all the hockey games. Knows when they're playing and who's playing during the day, and he keeps us all straight with that.
Who's the best cornhole player in the house?
Cade Cavalli. He's really good. He beats all of us. Seems like every time.
The story on him the other day was that he's throwing harder than he was last year. He was sitting 8s and 9s and touching a hundo last year. So what are we talking about here?
Yep, I mean it's early in the spring, and you don't expect to see those velocities this early in spring training, and he's already at that velocity. So I think we can expect great things.
I think it's because of the cornhole, right? It's like an extra layer of strength in the arm. Yeah, that's got to be what it is, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, Brad, we appreciate the time, buddy. Thank you so much. Have a great season. We really appreciate a few minutes, and we look forward to chatting with you.
See you in a couple weeks, buddy.
Thank you. I'll see you all in a couple weeks, and appreciate y'all having me on.